Friday, the 9th of June 2023 was indeed a historical day in Ondo City, Ondo State, southwest Nigeria. It was the day the first medical university to be established in Nigeria, the University of Medical Sciences, UNIMED, Ondo City, inducted its first set of doctors. It was indeed a great day for the Citadel of Learning, established 8 years ago by former Governor Olusegun Mimiko. The induction ceremony has a special place not only in the evolving annals of the institution, but also in the history of health profession and education in Nigeria. The institution also aimed at setting a good example for education and healthcare systems to attain best practices and successes comparable to those in developed parts of the world. It was a day of speeches for the management of the institution and guests who graced the epoch-making event. The ceremony was attended by dignitaries from all walks of life, including the Oshimawe of Ondo Kingdom, Oba Victor Kiladijo, parents of the inductees, amongst many others. The pioneer vice-chancellor of the institution, Professor Friday Okonofor, was delighted with the achievements recorded by the university so far. Professor Okonofor commended the former governor of the state, Olusegun Mimiko, for establishing the university, which has been sustained by the current government, led by Governor Rotimi Akeredolu. He appealed to the management of the institution to strive to position the institution as the best in the training of medical doctors, not only in Nigeria, but also in West Africa.
The executive governor of Ondo State, who signed the bill of Ondo State House of Assembly law, who was the visionary and the initiator, somebody who pushed me. And when I came and said, Friday, just go ahead and do it. And despite all the difficulties, I went ahead. His tenacity, purposefulness, and foresight, and his strength of character ensured that the university continued to receive support from the Ondo State government, despite the wishes of some people who wanted the university closed at the time he came in.
On his part, the Vice-Chancellor of the institution, Professor Adeshegun Fatusi, expressed delight at the successful completion of the medical program by the pioneer students in record time. Professor Fatusi stated that UNIMED is committed to producing highly skilled medical professionals who will contribute to the development of the healthcare sector in Nigeria. He said no government-owned university in the history of Nigeria in the last 3 decades has produced a set of medical doctors as fast as UNIMED.
He said it has taken 8 years, but I can tell you that 8 years also is setting pace in Nigeria. In the last 30 years in this country, there is no medical school that has produced graduates in 8 years. We are the very first in the last 30 years. And I can give you statistics if I have the time.
The visitor to the institution, Governor Akeredolu, said, with his government building on the foundation laid by the immediate past administration, UNIMED has distinguished itself as a leading force in Nigeria's medical education landscape. Governor Akeredolu, who was represented by the State Commissioner for Health, Banji Ajaka, described UNIMED as an investment that is yielding returns for the health and education sectors.
It is exciting that this history is not being made by a federal government institution or a private institution, but by a university funded and owned by our government, our very own University of Medical Sciences, UNIMED Ondo, Nigeria's first specialized medical and health science university. I hereby congratulate all the newly inducted doctors, their parents and families. I thank and congratulate all the teachers and trainers of these new doctors, and indeed all the staff of the university who have contributed to their training in one way or the other.
The vision has been actualized. I thank God Almighty. Like I said, the vision is like a seed in your head. It's got to be planted, nurtured, watered for it to deliver the fruits. These are wonderful fruits of this vision. Let me just give a piece of advice. Number one, the moment your services become unaffordable for the majority of Nigerians, you have failed. And I say this deliberately because part of the vision is to provide high quality human resource that is affordable for the masses of our people. So you must always remember that your first duty is to make your services available to the masses of the people.
On behalf of Ondo Kingdom, I want to congratulate the newest doctors, the new doctors, the newly inducted doctors. I really want to, my prayer is that you will continue to remember today for good. You will never, for any reason, decide to tear your certificate. And by the grace of God, you won't have any cause to face the Nigerian Medical Council or the tribunal for whatever reason at all.
I want to use the example of this, your graduation and what we're experiencing today to connect you with what you can bring back into the system. A lot is being said about the challenge that we face in the country at the moment. People say that our problem is corruption. But beyond that,
today marks the culmination of years of rugged determination, of sacrifice, of hard work, and of dedication. Today we are gathered to celebrate your extraordinary achievements. Dear graduates, be rest assured that definitely there will be challenges in the world, in your practice and in your personal lives.
Doctor, you mention your names.
It was time for oath taking by the inductees, which was conducted by the Registrar of the Medical and Dental Council of Nigeria, Tajuddin Sanusi.
I solemnly pledge to dedicate my life to the service of humanity. The health and well-being of my patient will be my first consideration. I will respect the autonomy and dignity of my patient. I hereby affirm the pledge I have taken. So help me God. After then, you shake the medical elders.
I, Dr. Akimoji Oluwabusayo Mojisola, affirm the oath I have taken today. So help me God.
I, Dr. Alade Samuel, hereby affirm to the pledge I have taken today. So help me God.
I, Dr. Akinpelumi Akinyemi, hereby affirm to the pledge I've taken today. So help me God.
The registrar urged the newly inducted doctors to uphold the highest ethical standards in medical practice. The event was also used to launch a book written by the former Vice-Chancellor of the institution, Professor Konofua. The book, titled Squeezing Out of Stone, contains what the current Vice-Chancellor described as huge and courageous efforts of the pioneer Vice-Chancellor in putting the university on the right footing.
The pioneer Vice-Chancellor, Professor Friday Ebodage Okonofa, derived the inspiration for the title of his memoirs, Squeezing Water Out of Stone, Pioneering the First Medical University in Nigeria. By the way, if only I knew that the text of Professor Okonofa's lecture was going to be as good as a review of the book, I probably would not have bothered to write a review. But having been tasked with writing a review, I have written one. And I've made the focus of this review explaining it to the prospective reader why the title, Squeezing Water Out of Stone.
Milestones included the receipt of the first grant in July 2015, the first meeting of Senate, which took place on July 2015, the source verification visit by NUC, which took place in October 2015, and then the appointment and swearing of the first governing council of the university, which was chaired by the legendary Emeritus Professor O. Akungbe, which was done by His Excellency Dr. Olusegun Mimiko on December 8, 2015. I mean other milestones, which is just too many, which I have summarized in the book. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first set of students, this one sitting down here, came to university residence on January 9, 2016. I can't forget that day.
Some of the inductees could not hide their joy as they thanked the management for the opportunity given to them.
I feel so happy. I feel so grateful to God because the journey has been got so far. It has been got so far. It has not been easy, but God actually made it so easy for me. Then my family members, my husband, my friends also. Then my watchword is that whatsoever is worth doing well. To my junior colleagues, they should just keep on the race because one day they'll also be celebrated too.
I feel so happy. So excited. I'm short of words. My words of advice to any medical student or anybody in life, be focused. It was rough. It was tough. But it was successful. It was even life-threatening, but I still remained alive, even after all the tough processes I passed through. There were ups and downs. Life is about ups and downs. So keep on moving. As long as you have God, success is your portion. Yes, this is my word to the world and to all medical students.
The Vice Chancellor, in an interview after the ceremony, spoke on the challenges of his vision for the institution.
The result we got from accreditation shows that we perform excellently. And that's why even the Medical and Dental Council can be contemplating not only approving that we graduate, but even increasing, like you had today, increasing our number. So our performance is excellent. Therefore, our final year dental students will be doing the exam in the next couple of weeks. So we do hope that within the next 3 months, we'll be here again to celebrate the production of a new set of dentists in Nigeria. And that will be the first set of new dentists to be produced in any new school in Nigeria over 10 years. So we are really, really glad.
A total of 32 students were inducted as doctors at the ceremony. A total of 32 students were inducted as doctors at the ceremony. It was indeed a day of celebration. Congratulations to all inductees.